Guys, don't clown me. I broke a nail. I've been trying really hard to hide it in my sleeves, but I have a feeling it's gonna poke through somewhere in the video. So just a little disclaimer.
Beautiful, looking nice and looking good, say I go fit to chop you like my food. Beautiful, looking nice and looking good.
What's up guys, Dolly D.M.D here, and today, as you can see by the title of this video, we're doing a 2020 wrap-up recap and looking into my 2021, and I'm really excited for this video because a lot of wonderful things have happened to me this year. I graduated from college, I started professional school, I launched my YouTube channel, and I'm just really grateful to be where I'm at. You know, this year was really hard for a lot of people, myself included. You know, it wasn't all peachy, but I'm just so extremely grateful to be here and to be wrapping up the year with you guys. And so I'm really excited. You know, if you see me looking down, I made a list and I just so I can have notes, so you know I know what I'm telling you guys, so I'm not yammering on. But I'm just so excited to share with you guys the things that I've taken away from this year. And so without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick things off. Lesson number 1 that I learned in 2020 is do not adopt another person's idea of impossible as your own. So in my case, you know, a lot of people told me that I would not get into dental school this first round. You know, they told me I would need a post-bac or I would need a master's program because my GPA wasn't great. Like my DAT score was amazing, but my scores, you know, weren't competitive as compared to, you know, a lot of other people. And so if I had let their idea of impossible become my own, I wouldn't have applied, I wouldn't have interviewed, and I wouldn't have gotten accepted into dental school. And also, like, you know, I was under a lot of pressure for the second time I had to take my DAT. I really only had like 7 weeks until test day, and a lot of people told me that it wasn't realistic and that I should push my test date back, but I just did not let that stop me. I have a really resilient spirit, and nobody was gonna stop me from taking that test, doing what I had to do, from applying this cycle, applying straight out, and that's exactly what I did. You know, I didn't let their definition of what I could and couldn't do, or their definition of what I couldn't do define me and say what I could or couldn't do. I believed in myself, and I knew what I was capable of doing, and I knew that if I really just worked hard and had faith that I'd be able to accomplish what I needed to accomplish. And guess what? I did. I'm in dental school. Lesson number 2 is about journaling. This year I started journaling. I actually have both of my journals here because I want you guys to see them, but this is like my regular everyday journal, and I got it from one of my profites, actually in my sorority, because you can see it's green. It has a little pink D on it. And this journal is another journal I got as a birthday. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got it as a birthday gift from, I think my mentee gave it to me. Shout out to you, Maddie. But yeah, so the journals serve different purposes, but I write in them, not every day, but you know, when I feel like I need to express myself or I feel like I need to write things down. And I'm really grateful for them because they're good ways to not only see how you're feeling and materialize them into words, but also to track your growth over time. There was a time a couple weeks ago that I'd read some entries that I'd written since like January at the beginning of the year, and it's just so crazy to see how much you've grown and see all the things that you've experienced and see how you've been able to overcome them. And so I really just, journaling is a major thing I took out of 2020. It's a major thing I'm taking with me into 2021, and I highly encourage, if you don't have a journal, get a journal and just start writing your thoughts. You know, like there's no script you have to follow. Just write what comes, write what you feel. And I always date and put the time that I'm writing because I don't know, for history's sake, I guess, but I always do that just in case. All right, lesson number 3 that I have taken from 2020 is don't let people make empty promises to you, you know? And people will do that. People will make a lot of empty promises, but you need to stand your ground and you need to hold them accountable for the things that they're telling you. And just make it very clear to them that you are about action, and that, you know, they can talk the talk, but if they're not walking the walk, then, you know, you're not with it. And I think that's something I really had to learn for myself. I let a lot of people, you know, tell me a lot of things, and, you know, my number 1 love language is words of affirmation, so I would take them firsthand. I have a lot of faith in people, but I had to realize that if they're not backing those words with actions, then it means nothing. And so always, always, always hold people accountable to the promises that they're making you, to the things that they're telling you, and make sure that they're actually doing those things. You know, it's only right, it's only fair to yourself to do that. Lesson number 4 is all about the law of attraction. So this year, I really learned all about the law of attraction and all about really what it means to like manifest things in your life and speak things into your life. And so if you're not familiar with the concept, basically law of attraction is the idea that you know, you speak things into the world and you write things down and you believe that as you speak them over yourself that they will come to pass, right? And it's very similar to like faith. If you're you know, Christian or if you're religious, you know, you have faith that you're believing that something will happen, you're speaking it into existence, and you're believing and trusting that, you know, God will allow those things to happen for you. I learned really just what it means to just write things down and believe and have faith that things will happen to you. And I realized that it's so crucial to dream, not only dream, but dream big, because this is go big or go home, you know? And your belief and your faith in things really do dictate the things that you have in your life. And I wanted to share this quote with you all because I heard it one morning on Clubhouse. Somebody had shared it in one of these like affirmations rooms. And so I just wanted to share it with you all. And it says, watch your thoughts for they become words. Watch your words for they become actions. Watch your actions for they become habits. Watch your habits for they become character. Watch your character for they become your destiny. So just some food for thought, marinate on that. Don't put limits on yourself. There's no such thing as dreaming too big. If you guys saw my goals that I've written and my manifestations that I have for my future, you guys would probably call me crazy because you're like, this is so unrealistic. You want these crazy big things for your life, and it's like, if you believe that they can happen, then there's no such thing as crazy. There's no such thing as too big. Like I don't believe in too big. I think you can always dream bigger, you know? Lesson number 5 that I've taken away from 2020 is that everything just does not require an opinion. I feel like just my whole life I've had a habit of, you know, wanting to speak up when I feel like, oh, you know, I don't agree with that, or actually I think it should be this way. And I realized that this year it is so crucial just to not project negative energy where it's not necessary. Say somebody's doing something that you don't like, if you don't have anything constructive to say and your negative opinion is not going to help them, don't share it, because all you're doing is putting negative energy on someone else, discouraging somebody else, dimming somebody else's light. And it's like, for what? What are you getting out of that? You're not helping them. It's not going to fix the problem. It's not going to change the problem, you know? It's okay to just keep an opinion to yourself every now and again. It's something I've learned, and it's something I'm constantly working on, and it's something that I'm hoping to take into 2021 as well. You know, every opinion does not need to be shared. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Lesson number 6 that I've taken away from 2020 is that it's never too late to form meaningful relationships, honestly. There's a lot of actually friendships that, not a lot I will say, but there's a couple friendships that, you know, this year that were so new, and they've become some of the closest people to me, and they're really, really important in my life. And it's like, had I not opened myself up to that, you know, I probably might not know these people. So it's never too late. And also kind of along with that, it's also never too late to cut out the dead things in your life. And it's so crucial to do that, because in the same way, like, you know, when you're growing a plant, you cut off the dead leaves and you cut off the vines and stuff like that so that your plant can grow and flourish. It's the same thing with relationships, you know? Recognize the dead relationships you have in your life, the relationships that no longer serve you, the relationships where you're no longer serving them, and cut them out so that you can make space for, you know, thriving, meaningful relationships, or the ones that you already have to flourish. There's, you know, some friendships that I came into 2020 with that I'm not entering 2021 with, unfortunately. And there's some friendships that I did not come into 2020 with, but I'm so excited to say that I will be entering 2021 with. So always be, you know, cognizant of weeding out your garden and just, you know, bringing life to the relationships that you know you want to nurture and you want to grow, and giving them space to flourish. All right, lesson number 7 is actually a quote from one of my favorite pastors that I discovered in 2020. His name is Jerry Flowers, and this lesson states that you cannot experience breakthrough without a breakdown. I just want y'all to take a second to deep that. I'm gonna say it again. You cannot experience breakthrough without a breakdown. This 2020 has been so extremely challenging and so extremely just overwhelming for a lot of people. And I feel like along with it came a lot of breaking down. It came a lot of change for a lot of people, you know, a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain. But with it, I also feel like I've just seen a lot of growth and witnessed a lot of change happen in people. And it's kind of, this year has kind of acted as a catalyst, at least I know for myself, acted as a catalyst for me to really stop and reflect, okay, what is everything that's happened in my life up until this point? Like, what has happened to get me here? What is it that I want to keep doing and I want to continue with and grow with? And what is it that needs to change? What is it? What habits have I been, you know, doing that haven't been the best for me, aren't growing me? What things do I want to change? What to improve myself, to be better, to you know, just continue to grow and flourish into the young woman that I'm becoming. Lesson number 8 that I have taken from the year 2020. You are not a tree. You are not planted anywhere. You are not stuck anywhere. You are a human being, and you can move and you can go with the flow of life, and you can literally do whatever. Like, you don't have to feel stuck where you are. And whether that's, you know, your job, the city you live in, you know, your career path, your major in college, your relationships, like you literally are not a tree. You can move and you can change and you can, you know, pick things that suit you and you can cut things out that don't suit you. And this year really just taught me that it's okay to change your mind about things, and it's okay to experience new things. You know, that's part of life. All right, guys, bear with me. We're almost done. Lesson number 9 that I've taken from 2020 is that boundaries are crucial. Guys, boundaries are crucial. Crucial. Set boundaries with everyone in your life. Set boundaries with your family, set boundaries with your friends, set boundaries with your relationship partners, set boundaries with strangers, set boundaries with coworkers, set boundaries with everyone. Because you and only you are responsible for your happiness, and it's literally your job to protect your mental space, to protect your peace. And in order to do that, you have to just monitor and kind of restrict who has access to what, who can affect you in what way, who can affect you emotionally, who can come in your space. And you really have to just gatekeep your mind, gatekeep your mental health. Because, you know, it's like people understand there's only so much that I can give them, and it's okay to set those boundaries in place. And, you know, at first they probably won't like it, but the people who, you know, love you and care about you will understand that, you know, you're doing what you need to do to protect your peace, protect your mind, protect your mental space. And so at the end of the day, they'll always support you and love you for it, if those are truly the people who are meant to be in your life. Last but not least, the final lesson that I've taken away from 2020 is that you have to have the kind of character that can sustain success. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, you write all these things that you want for your life and you have all these goals in mind, but are you equipped to handle when you get those things? You know, like, are you equipped for the job position that you want? Are you equipped for the professional school acceptance that you want? Are you equipped to move to the city that you want to live to? Are you equipped for the financial, you know, the burdens of the financial success that come with what you want? Like I was saying earlier, I have a lot of big goals. And so I have to make sure that in this season of my life, I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that I'm prepared to accept whatever those blessings and whatever those, you know, goals that I have are for myself. I have to make sure that I'm constantly equipping myself, just being prayerful so that I have the kind of character that can sustain those things. It's one thing to ask for them and to get them, but it's like, can you sustain them? Can you keep it going? Can you flourish in those things? Can you grow in those things? So now that I've told you guys, you know, some of the lessons I've learned from 2020, I kind of want to share with you one of my major overarching goals that I want to take into 2021. And that is the idea of letting go of the spirit of impatience. So I started meditating a lot this year. I use the Headspace app, and it has been honestly such a godsend for me. And one thing that I feel like I focused on a lot in my meditations was about patience, or like impatience, I guess. And I learned that instead of trying to force myself to, have patience and be patient and do this, instead of focusing so much on getting patience, I need to focus more on letting go of the spirit of impatience, Don't worry about forcing this new characteristic, I guess, and just worry about letting go of bad habits. And naturally patience will come when you let go of your impatient habits, and you let go of your impatient attitude and your impatient characteristics. The patience will then flow to you. If you know me, I am not a patient person. I want things done when I want them, how I want them, right now, and so I'm really challenging myself with this one, but I think I'm capable of doing it. So, hold me accountable. Let's see how this goes. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you see anything that resonated, please go ahead and share this, send this to somebody. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because, I have this inkling that there's a lot of big things coming for, us in 2021. Yep, that's the year, 2021. We're not surviving anymore, we're thriving. Dolly D.M.D is thriving, and I think you guys will all thrive too. So thank you so much for watching and keeping up with me. Usually I tell you guys to comment down below what you want to see next, but this time I want y'all to comment down below a lesson that you took from 2020 and something that you want to take into 2021. I want to hear what you guys are doing. As always, God bless you all. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a happy new year. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye.
Beautiful, looking nice and looking good. Say I go fit to chop you like my food. Beautiful, looking nice and looking good.